Welcome to Startup Autobahn.
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 Startup Autobahn
is an open innovation platform
powered by Plug and Play.
It provides an interface between
industry-leading corporations
and innovative tech companies
in the fields of
mobility, production,
enterprise,
sustainability,
and beyond.
The basis of the program
is the partnership formed
between the startups and our business units,
designed with the intention
to accelerate the development of
cutting-edge technologies.
Startup Autobahn
moderates a community for collaboration
with a focus on
implementable results.
How does it work?
Together,
we evaluate the potential
for a joint project,
move forward
to pilot the technology
and work
to achieve
the ultimate goal,
a successful
production-ready
implementation.
Since the platform's creation
in 2016,
we have collaborated with more than 289 startups
on more than 380 projects,
constantly pushing
the boundaries of innovation.
In May 2016,
Daimler,
Plug and Play Tech Center,
University of Stuttgart,
and Arena 2036
founded Startup Autobahn
as an open innovation platform
with global reach.
Since then, we have teamed up
with anchor partners
DXC Technology,
Headset Friedrichshafen, PSF, Porsche,
Deutsche Post, DHL,
Webasto Group,
Madison,
Bosch,
at Schäfer,
and the ecosystem partners
Rampa,
Lindy,
AGC,
Wieland,
BP,
Hyundai,
Eberspecher,
Forcia, ADAC, the Plastic Omnium,
Sensik, Maxion,
Novelis,
YTT,
and
Grupo Unternehmen.
To bring the idea of open innovation to life.
how we would describe our work: inspiring,
interesting,
strategic,
exciting,
passionate,
inspiration,
challenging,
creating,
energizing,
and game-changing.
Welcome to Startup Autobahn.
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 Welcome to Startup Autobahn. Welcome to Startup Autobahn.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Startup Autobahn Expo 10. My name is Dan Ram, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited to be back here in flesh in beautiful Stuttgart, Germany, to host a very, very special expo. This is not any ordinary expo. It's Expo 10. It's also the 5-year anniversary. So we've got 3 days of conversation, networking, learning on everything from mobility to sustainability to enterprise and so much more. Honestly, I know it's a lot because you're probably watching on a screen, but can I tell you a few secrets? We have a hybrid audience. So if you're a good virtual audience, I'm going to bring you outside and show you a real live audience that we have here as well. Yes, all vaccinated, all COVID protocols. Hopefully we're moving out of the pandemic. I know the last expo we did totally virtual. This one we're moving hybrid. Who knows? The next one might be in person altogether. But like I said, today's a really, really special day. I love being here because this is the platform. This is the space where thinkers meet implementers. This is the space where creators and innovators meet business decision makers. And I cannot wait to bring you on this journey as we meet some of the new innovation. But given it's the 5-year anniversary, we should start at the start. And so I've got 2 incredible gentlemen here who have magically appeared on the screen right now, who are going to talk to us because they've been here from the very beginning. Sasha Karampour, who is the managing director at Plug and Play Germany and head of Startup Autobahn, and the wonderful Dr. Philipp Neitling over here, who's the head of open innovation at Mercedes. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here again. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Dan.
The last time we were together, which was a few months ago, we were much farther apart. Look at this. We're moving closer and closer together, which is great. Let's go to the very beginning, a question that's asked a lot, but we should just clear that right away. Sasha, is this an accelerator?
That's a very good question. And the short answer is no. We are not an accelerator. We call us an open innovation platform. The main difference being that we are focusing truly on implementations, on finding the right technologies, on creating the link between the business units and the engineers to the startups, and to make the collaboration as efficient as possible. That means making it fast and result-oriented.
And we do have lots of great success stories to talk about that results-oriented very soon. Daimler is a very special partner. You were the founding partner here. Philip, you've been involved from the very beginning. I wasn't here the very first expo. Take us back 5 years ago. What did it look like?
Totally different. But I think the spirit and the mind behind it still stays the same. But if you look at the numbers, back in 5 years, Daimler was the only corporate partner here.
Yes.
And together with University, Plug and Play, and the Arena 2036, we were curious to find out whether we find any pilot project at all that finds a partner between startup and corporate. And if you look at the numbers today, with more than 30 partners on the platform, with 400 plus POCs kicked off between corporate and startups, Daimler only 150 plus. And so many implementations. I think, Sasha, it's around 40 plus and many, many more on the go. You see a lot of happening today. We started with a close look on mobility back in 5 years, and today we're looking at sustainability. We're looking at production technology. We are looking at everything that's related to the future of automotive. So we've gone broader, we've gone bigger, and in terms of implementation, we can say we also become successful.
Now, Sasha, any journey, especially a new journey, has its ups and downs, has its good moments and its hard moments. Can you maybe be a little bit transparent and share about some of the greater moments and maybe some of the struggles along the way?
Yes, thanks, Dan. Yes, of course, there are often challenges along the way. I think we handle them quite well. But if you say failure, I don't think there has been really failure in working with startups. We have again 400 POCs coming along. A lot of them are being implemented. Yes, there's not all the startups are being implemented at the end, but there's a learning along the way, both for the startup as well as for the engineers and business units who are testing them. That said, some great hits maybe, which I thought at least lately they were really interesting. A startup called UBQ. They're turning household garbage waste and turning them around to make car parts, actually. And they're being put in series right now. So, in the thought of sustainability, really a fantastic thing. Then secondly, a startup called Circular Tree did a project together with several of our partners on the platform, together with Motherson, with BASF, and it traces the carbon footprint in the life cycle of the part. And I think, again, very important to be transparent for the cause of sustainability. So some really great project as an example. I can name many more, but let's move on maybe.
And that's a good problem to have when you have so many success stories. And of course, today, we're actually going to take you through, because we have a few of the startups here, and we have a lot of footage as well from our founders to share with you. Now, the big question that we want to ask is, 5 years from now, what is this going to look like? Can you try to predict the future? I'll start with you, Philip.
So being a fortune teller, I think I cannot picture how our platform could look like in 5 years, but I can say that we will keep the attractivity towards the startups. We should focus still on this venture client model, being the first assessing and implementing startup technologies into our products and services. This keeps us successful and hopefully also in the future. We will definitely increase the look for the startups based on all the search fields we have, and also we will check whether there are possibilities towards corporate startup relationships, thinking in value chains already when it comes to innovation. What we need less in the future is definitely raising the awareness that startups are a relevant source for innovation, because I think during this learning journey we do on this platform, I think everybody knows now that startups play a very important role, and I think we can move on from this. There's a already some success made here.
Very good. Sasha, what do you think?
Yeah, check onto that. I can only add on. And if I think back 5.5 years ago, when the first thoughts about this platform happened, Said mentioned to me, we want to build the best mobility platform in Stuttgart together with Mercedes-Benz and back then Daimler. And we knew it might be a little bit challenging because this is not a startup hub. And look where we are today. So we had maybe a little bit different mindset about how we're going to do it. But look where it got us. And as long as there is a need for innovation on the corporate side, on the industry side, we will find always new ways to go with the new challenges. So I like to thank our team. I like to thank Mercedes-Benz. I like to thank our partners for engaging and making this platform further successful. So looking forward to the next 5 years plus.
Absolutely. Now, we wanted to take the moment to talk about the history and the future because really the next 3 days is a celebration. We are very proud of the almost 30 startups that are here right now in this part of the program, but we actually, it's a little bit of a sneak preview, but we have one of the startups from Expo 1 that is outside, so I'm going to bring you on that journey as well and see what they've been up to over the last 5 years. Now, I did tease that we have an audience outside, so I'm actually wondering if I can bring you, our virtual audience, to meet our in-person audience. So, gentlemen, you stay right here, and I'm going to go out in this direction. So, we're in the studio over here for some of our keynotes and panel conversations, but come over here on this side. We have got a real audience. Let's see if we can hear you, ladies and gentlemen, in Startup Autobahn. Oh! Yeah! I have not heard this sound in so long. It's been 15 months since I've heard applause and a real audience. Just so everyone watching virtually knows, everyone here has been COVID tested and vaccinated. But I'm just wondering, 5 years of Startup Autobahn. This is Expo 10. Does anyone have any words that symbolize what this journey has meant to them? So I'm going to pick you at random. What's one word for what Startup Autobahn means to you?
Definitely excitement.
Excitement, absolutely.
Partnerships.
Partnerships, okay. Who else wants to go? Let's come on to row number 1 over here. Oh, the mic's come to you. Do you have a word?
New mindset.
New mindset. It's 2 words, but I like that. New mindset, really good. Let's see if we've got a few more. Anyone else want to share? I'm going to come over to you.
Go forward.
Go forward. Excellent. Anyone else? Just wave a hand. I'll come to you.
Sustainable mobility.
Sustainable mobility. All right, I'm coming over. Did you raise your hand? All right. Okay, come on, come on, come on.
I would say future.
Future. Excellent. Well, we've got a room full of people who are very excited. Said, I would recommend you go in that direction where you're going to say a couple words. You weren't supposed to catch that, but this is a live production. So what we're going to do is, behind these walls, we have some amazing, amazing innovation that we're going to bring you onto. As you've heard from everyone here, they're excited for the day ahead. We've got a couple hours of programming for you. But hopefully, this gentleman is now mic'd up and ready to go. Said is incredible, not only because Plug and Play is his brainchild, but also in many ways he's responsible for some of the greatest innovation we have seen, not just in Germany, but across multiple geographies around the world. He's seen companies go from startup all the way to being listed publicly in multiple territories. I know he's got a couple words to share as to what this is, so hopefully Said is ready. And with that, I'm going to say, Said, over to you.
Great. It's a wonderful welcoming everybody to Startup Autobahn in Stuttgart. And I must tell you the beginning why we are here. I remember about 6 years ago, we had a group of executives from Mercedes visit us, and it was not like a normal group. It was the executive board, some of the key management people from around the world, And after they spent 4 hours with us, I remember they pulled me aside and they said, you have to come to Stuttgart and you have to bring this innovation platform here. And I recall I mentioned to them, I have never been to Stuttgart, and they told me, that's your problem, but we need you to be here. And I remember within a few months, I came and visited Mercedes in Stuttgart and the Stuttgart University. And we said, let's launch this platform. The pictures you see, I have to tell you about Dr. Seche. He was actually wearing a suit and a tie, and I was in one of the conference room above this event center when they said we need the conference room. And I said, why? And I realized Dr. Seche brought his jeans and sneakers, and he changed to be more casual. I think that's because he wanted to be more cool. You know, this in Silicon Valley and in California, everybody dresses casual and they work on their dreams and they sort of work toward making a better world. And this was the launch of Startup Autobahn. I remember we had 23 startups from all around the world come here to launch this first expo, and actually we called it batch 0. So now we are on batch 10. You know, if some people ask me, Saeed, what or how did you decide to build Plug and Play? And like everything in life, I had a building full of startups, about 400, and I realized they need money to build the team, build their technology, but more than money, they needed connections and partners. That is when we actually started inviting corporate partners and VCs to visit us. And I'm very pleased to say now I believe we have the world's largest innovation platform, which is open to everyone and everywhere. And this is like everything I do in life. I sometimes don't think how far each location is, but we opened a couple of offices originally in Paris, I remember, in Singapore, and then we actually never stopped. And last count, I believe we have close to 40 offices. And some of the offices like Tokyo, we may have mobility, IoT, we do have food vertical, health vertical, insurance. And specifically coming back to Germany, we have 4 offices. In Hamburg, we specialize in supply chain and soon to be announced a hydrogen accelerator. In Frankfurt, we focus on fintech and we work with more than 10 banks. And in Munich, we specialize in retail, health, and insurance. But really, each location, we go there whenever we have someone like Mercedes invite us. And again, we have not stopped during the past 2 years. We opened 9 new locations. Some of the location you may not recognize. Fargo, North Dakota. Frankly speaking, I never thought I will go to Fargo, but they tell me is the agriculture capital of US. Or Topeka is the animal health of corridor for US. And again, I'm very, very excited that we launched Detroit and for mobility, as well as Shanghai and Beijing which are great hubs for automotive industry. But any of the audience, corporate partners, we hope to have a facility in Düsseldorf soon. And if there is interest to work with us, we would love to join you and launch a new program that the city or the country would like to embrace technology, innovation, and the startup culture. Again, like anything else, we did not stop after verticals. Like I remember our first vertical was brand and retail. Our second vertical was fintech, but we continue to have interest in different industries. Supply chain, for example, one of the best companies in the world in supply chain is Walmart. And Walmart asked us to open an office in Bentonville, Northwest Arkansas, where we bring about 20 startups per year, but we only choose the startups that Walmart pre-qualifies, and they would like to take cost out of their supply chain, both inbound and outbound. And for example, they operate 9,000 trucks themselves, and we were able to implement 3 different technology in those 9,000 trucks to make the routing much, much more efficient. And again, we don't stop there. One of the most exciting work which we have done in the last 2 years, it's been together with Alliance to End Plastic Waste. The top 50 companies in the world, including BASF, Total, Chevron, Exxon, Procter & Gamble, they said we need to reduce plastic waste. We need to stop plastics going to our oceans. And the initiative was up and going about 2 years ago. And about 18 months ago, they came to us and they said, can you please help us to run these innovation platform initially in Silicon Valley, Paris, and Singapore. And soon, within 6 months, they asked us, can we expand to Shanghai, Sao Paulo, and Johannesburg? And quite frankly, you know, in 18 months, to have done 131 projects with Dow, with all of these giant companies, that if the confirmed pilot is done, they can easily fund the startup to scale to world level. I think is the only real action company that will take this new plastic recycling technologies and totally new way of designing packaging and products based on the final end of life. I have never seen anything like this, and I hope we can make an impact in saving from plastics going into the ocean. Then, you know, Sasha mentioned we are not an accelerator, which is true. We run 36 offices with innovation platform, but each one of the offices does run a batch system. And as you heard in Stuttgart, we have had 300 startups go through the program. And every year around the world, we have over 2,000 startups go through our program. And one of the reasons why we avoid the name accelerator, Because, for example, a company called Flexport, which is changing logistics in the world, joined our platform when they had raised $100 million and they were more than 100 people. So we are pretty stage agnostic. We work with startups that are 2 to 3 people, as well as 2 to 3 years old. And sometimes we work with startups that are 300-400 people and could be 5-6 years old. And this is a little sample of why we do this. I'm not sure if you guys recognize some of this. One of them, SoundHound, as is known as Hound these days, has a very big project with Mercedes in voice recognition and semantic search. Schäfer just became a unicorn. It sits on top of all shipping companies, may it be air freight, may it be ocean freight, or road and rail, but they also work with DHL, FedEx, and all shipping companies, and the company just optimizes for this package. This is the best route and at the best price. I will also mention Flutter and Wave, which is the first top unicorn in Africa, and they are the rails of payment for more than 50 financial organizations in Africa. And I recall the founder, after graduating from Berkeley, he came to my office and we gave him his first check. And about 4 years later, the company is worth a couple of $1 billion. And what we pride ourselves in Plug and Play is to recognize great talent, great entrepreneur, then make a positive impact in their journey. And positive impact could be that we introduce them to Bosch, Porsche, Mercedes, who would use the technology to implement it in the car and hopefully make the ride more pleasant. And again, all of these little startups are dreams and thoughts that would make a better world. I'm very proud of Startup Autobahn, and I'm very excited to be here. This is my first trip in 15 months, and I hope everybody who is physically here, you guys have a great time, and everybody who's virtually here, please come next expo. We would like to have over 2,000 people. Thank you so much.
All right. Saeed, as you mentioned, 15 months. Last time we saw you, you were on a screen. It's so good to have you in person. And just to let you know, we're now going to hear from Uwe and Barbara from Porsche as they share a little bit about their story. Take it away.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. My name is Uwe Carstenstetter, member of the executive board at Porsche, responsible for procurement. Today I would like to focus on what makes our brand strong and how we keep inspiring our fans around the globe. Our strategy 2030 is key. It gives us the direction for the coming years. It will make us even more sustainable and customer orientated, and we will remain highly profitable and innovative. Our founder, Ferry Porsche, once said, "In the beginning, I looked around but couldn't find the car I dreamed of. So I decided to build it myself." This pioneering spirit is our daily motivation. This vision ensures what we aspire at Porsche. We want to be the brand for those who follow their dreams. Porsche does a lot with its own know-how and strengths. But to fulfill the dreams of our customers, partnerships are also a key for our success. Partnerships are relevant in many dimensions. On one hand, they take place with already well-established companies. On the other hand, Porsche seeks the opportunity to collaborate with innovative young startups. With Startup Autobahn, we have established an important format for both of these worlds. Together, we can tackle challenges in our supply chain. It makes a platform so attractive for startups around the globe. We have been a partner since 2017, and alongside other accelerators such as APX and Forward 31. Startup Autobahn plays a central role in Porsche's open innovative strategy. The numbers speak for themselves. During the past 4 years, the partner landscape at Startup Autobahn has grown by more than 200%. Now, it's Europe's biggest open innovation platform between established companies and technology startups. At Porsche, Startup Autobahn has proven to be a valuable asset. It allows us to systematically scout and internationally startup scheme for promising new ideas. We keep discovering innovative business models which match well with Porsche. So far, we have initiated 80 projects on the platform. Think this is an impressive achievement. Amongst those 80 projects are great companies. Just to mention 3 of them. High Mobility, where we established our first API-based open innovation platform. HoloRide, a VR solution for use in vehicles. And last but not least, ClimaCell, where we integrated new weather data to the Roads by Porsche app. Besides the project work, there is also an important culture aspect behind the Startup Autobahn program. Our employees can interact with innovators around the globe, develop jointly innovative solutions and present them to be word on the Expo Days. Let me end with a big thank you. Thank you, Startup Autobahn, for the past years. This innovative is a brilliant example of exciting open innovation work. I'm looking forward to future exciting milestones. At this point, I want to introduce my successor, Barbara Frankel, who in August will take over as the executive board member at Porsche, responsible for procurement. Barbara brings a broad range of expertise to her new role on the supplier and customer side. She has more than 20 years experience in different functions at Porsche. I am convinced with Barbara, Startup Autobahn will be in a very good hands. She will keep supporting and innovating new startup projects. I personally wish her all the best in her new role. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uwe, for the introduction and for your contribution to make Porsche an interesting partner for innovative companies. And I promise I will for sure continue this strategy. So Porsche is strongly positioned for the future. And we stand for a profitable core business forward-looking technologies, and typical Porsche values. We are shaping our future in a visionary and innovative way. In 2030, over 80% of our new vehicles will be electrified. So we take a progressive and courageous approach with a clear focus on future technologies. And this includes enabler technologies, such as charging infrastructure for electric vehicles and e-fuels for combustion engines. Core technologies, such as high-performance battery cells and battery systems as well. And third, digital technologies for our Porsche ecosystem and the in-car driver experience. In addition to the business and technology aspects, our values are the basis for our identity. And that is why sustainability is a central pillar in our business model. This is also reflected in our innovation agenda, in which we specifically push for innovations in the dimensions of customers, products, company, and sustainability. Startup Autobahn supports us in all 4 dimensions by helping us to find new promising partners worldwide, to bring new impulses into our organization, and to implement initial pilot projects quickly and efficiently. Our investments and partnerships are a great contribution to our organization. And I can tell you, we will continue to successfully expand this contribution. So we have set the course for this with the Porsche Strategy 2030. The first successful steps have been taken, and we are now determined to continue along this path. Fulfilling our customers' dreams, that is Porsche's claim. And in doing so, we pursue a comprehensive, holistic approach. Our aim is to expand the Porsche brand with new exclusive offers. For us, it is important to inspire our customers with an experience that is typical of the brand, even beyond the fascination of driving a Porsche. So all these commitments serve one big goal. We want to learn and strategically further develop Porsche. By 2025, we want to generate a double-digit percentage of our total turnover with digital services. To do so, we follow an open approach. I would like to give you a good example. The Porsche Connect Partner Services. So it will offer Porsche drivers a whole ecosystem of tailored services for their car. As Porsche Connect Partner Services, we are expanding our digital offering and providing customers with an enhanced Porsche experience. To achieve this, we open up and provide a channel for accessing vehicle data for third-party providers, who will be able to offer tailored services for the customers based on vehicle data and customer consent. So think, for example, about a car insurance that individually fits to your personal needs, or the connection between your car and your personal smart home devices, or the virtual interaction of your Porsche with the charging infrastructure for a seamless experience. So to accelerate the start of Porsche Connect Partner Services, we launched our Porsche Data Cup in cooperation with Startup Autobahn alumni, High Mobility, and the global plug-and-play network. The Porsche Data Cup was an online competition between May and June of this year, where the contestants had the opportunity to develop data-driven business solutions for Porsche customers. For more than 6 weeks, different developer teams had the chance to work with realistic vehicle data from more than 140 open programming interfaces. And I can tell you that the outcome is tremendous. The best solutions will be presented and awarded later today. And the winning teams will have the chance to develop their prototype with Porsche experts. To do so, they will receive access to interfaces of Porsche Connect Partner Services. As Uwe has mentioned in the beginning, Porsche is the brand for those who follow their dreams. So we welcome everybody within our Porsche ecosystem who wants to create those dreams for our customers together with us. So join us in this exciting journey with your innovative technologies. So let's change the game, let's create tomorrow and have an exciting Startup Autobahn Expo Day 10 today. Thank you very much.
All right. So we heard from Porsche, which only makes sense that I then sit in their newest Porsche with one of the startups that we have over here, which is called NXRT, mixed reality. Now, the hardest part about a Porsche is getting out in a sexy way. It's a sexy car with an unsexy exit. All right, so here we go. Alex.
Hi.
So I had the goggles on.
Yes.
I was driving down the road. It feels like any other virtual reality. Explain what mixed reality is and how this is different.
Yeah, it's not virtual reality, it's mixed reality. That means you not only can see the virtual environment, but you can also see the physical interior of the car. You can see your own hands, and you can see the people or the person sitting beside you. So this is the mix of virtual and physical reality.
And this is more than just games, because we can actually drive this car, simulate it in different terrain. So imagine it's raining. How does the car respond? Imagine it's snowing. So actually really exciting stuff. We're really glad that you're here. And again, with any of the startups that you will see here today, you will have a chance to meet them tomorrow. So with that, I'm actually going to come across over here to the red couch. Come with me. Theodora, hello.
Hi there.
So for those who do not know you, can you please introduce yourself to them?
Sure. I'm Theodora. I'm part of the ventures team at Startup Autobahn, powered by Plug and Play, where I focus on discovering amazing startups from all over the world.
So our in-person audience over here have a selection of different startups. We have behind here and downstairs and upstairs. Can you let people know a little bit about some of the innovation that we're presenting today?
Sure. So right here in the room, we have a startup called Brighter AI. They have partnered up with DXC technology to demonstrate that autonomous driving image and video data can be anonymized at scale in a GDPR-compliant way. Then over there, we have US-based startup Sensor, who has partnered up with Motherson to show that they can integrate intuitive touch surfaces within premium leather materials. Then if we look over at the food corner, actually the meals that were prepared today were AI optimized by Delicious Data, which is a Munich-based startup. And in the context of Startup Autobahn, actually they're partnering up with Porsche to reduce food waste in their canteens. And then also outside we have Berlin-based startup Endo, and together with Mercedes-Benz, they are trying to personalize the experience of drivers through music and unique sound experiences in the car. And then downstairs we have another startup from Sweden, Terranet. The company is providing a high-speed sensor that has been integrated into a Mercedes-Benz car. So pretty exciting stuff happening.
And the reason you know all of this is because you work with them intimately throughout the year and for years on. In fact, I already teased you about this. We have an amazing startup that was here for Expo 1 that I'll bring you to in a second. But this is only a small selection. We have, what, 29 startups for Expo 10?
Correctly, working on 31 pilot projects.
Excellent. So I actually think we have a video to play for you so you can get to meet the other startups that were not mentioned just now. So let's roll the tape.
Technology platform.
Environmentally friendly.
Anonymization.
Space.
Machine learning.
Autonomous vehicles.
3D analytics and simulation.
Voice assistants.
Reducing food waste.
Product intelligence platform.
Adaptive.
Sensors.
3D vision.
Edge computing.
Microgravity.
Driving simulation.
Blockchain.
Augmented decisions. Gestural interaction.
Second life batteries.
Patented optics.
Mixed reality.
Metal replacement.
Power of data.
Tracing sustainability.
Via Peakboard.
Nodar.
Of NXRT.
Threat.
Delicious data.
Ando. Lieso.
Brighter AI.
Design LED.
German Auto Labs.
Polymetal. Gestures.
Textia.
Preact Technologies.
Thankotex.
S17.
UE.
Planet Factory. We are happy to be part of Startup Autobahn, program number 10. Tschüss!
I promised you that we'll go to the very beginning. Expo 1, was that 2016?
2016.
Oh, hold on a second. We need to give you a microphone. Because how are they going to hear you? Wow. Let's do that. Can we get a microphone? So what Tomer said is, that's right, 2016. Let's see if we can get a microphone to Tomer. You want to throw it to me? I think that'd be a bad idea. So I'm going to grab one. Oh, there we go. Keep talking.
Working. I think now it's
There we go.
working.
Okay. So, live show right here. Your name, please.
So my name is Tomer Shani. I'm a co-founder of Noveto.
Excellent. Now, for those who do not know, what is Noveto in like 2 lines or less?
Noveto is doing focus sound technology. The best way to describe it, we create virtual headphones.
Virtual headphones. Tell us, 2016 when you began, 5 years ago, versus where you are today, has there been any changes, or are you still doing the same thing?
Oh, there's been plenty of
Yes.
changes. When we just met Startup Autobahn, we were 8 people. Now we are 25 people. We are around the world. We have a product coming by the end of the world. By the end of the year, around the world. So plenty have happened. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, I've got to ask, you're at Plug and Play. What's been one of the benefits of being part of this network and this platform?
I think it's a very important experience for us because it has 2 folds. In the Startup Autobahn we participated because it let us meet once the automotive world and also the world of the innovation, the Plug and Play platform. So we were able to learn both an industry and both how to grow and how to present ourselves. Actually, we started here, but I had the chance to be at Plug and Play's offices in the Silicon Valley to do other presentation. So it's been amazing.
Amazing. We're really glad to have you here on our 5-year anniversary.
I'm very happy to be here.
Excellent. And with that, I'm actually going to hand it over to Carmen, who's in the studio with our first panel conversation. Carmen, over to you. Or is it just still me?
Over the past 5 years, Startup Autobahn's industry partners have been relentless in their pursuit of new technology implementations. They chased every opportunity to make an impact in mobility, production, and enterprise, and went full steam ahead, working closely with startups on over 400 pilot projects. Together, they made Startup Autobahn the hub where open innovation comes alive. To celebrate 5 years of innovation, let us go back in time and relive some of the most impactful, creative, and disruptive pilot projects. As one of the founding partners of Startup Autobahn, Mercedes-Benz has explored and integrated many impressive technologies. Yet, out of all these joint pilot projects, there was one that clearly resonated with the company's sustainability ambitions. Meet Maike Hammer.
Hi, my name is Maike. I'm part of the Open Innovation team at Mercedes-Benz AG. With Ambition 2039, we at Mercedes-Benz have set ourselves a goal to offer our customer a complete carbon-neutral vehicle fleet. That's why we wanted to test if the production of a carbon-neutral vehicle part can contribute to our carbon footprint.
Thus, to discover new ways of producing sustainable materials for their vehicles, they partner up with the Silicon Valley-based startup Opus 12.
In collaboration, Opus 12 and the research and development team of Mercedes-Benz created the very first vehicle part made out of carbon dioxide, a C-pillar of a B-class. The technology behind it is an electrochemical process in which CO2 reacts to electrical current to form CO and water. This technology enables to produce carbon-neutral parts that are otherwise made with fossil fuels.
To manufacture the piece, Opus 12 worked together with an existing Mercedes-Benz Tier 1 supplier and their existing supply chain.
Sustainability is a key driver for Mercedes-Benz, and it was an amazing step forward being the first automotive company to create an auto part out of CO2. We believe we were able to set a key stepping stone for further collaborations to reduce carbon emissions all across the automotive industry.
The next highlight project comes from DXC Technology. Having initially met German startup Cognigy via Startup Autobahn back in 2018, DXC has since established a strong partnership that continues to bring conversational interfaces to multiple industries today. To find out how DXC collaborated with Cognigy, the enterprise software provider for conversational AI automation, we talked with Lara.
Cognigy provided the essential element to achieve interactive process automation as part of a machine connectivity case we presented at Hannover Messe in 2019. Both data from manufacturing systems as well as from the shop floor were integrated into a unified point of interaction. Status inquiries such as "What is my OEE?" or "What is my machine utilization?" could be easily answered via the interface.
Following the initial technology evaluation, DXC and Cognigy decided to work together on various other projects.
This project was a successful technology evaluation and the foundation for a thriving relationship. Today we jointly approach clients in various industries such as manufacturing, the chemical industry, travel and transportation, and more. Overall, this partnership demonstrates how Cognigy's outstanding solution, combined with DXC's capabilities, can improve the user experience in multiple sectors.
We will now look at a story that highlights ZF's engagement with US-based tech company Drishti. The technology has been successfully implemented at the ZF Charleston and Mexico plants and is currently being tested at other production sites. Manufacturing has come a long way since the era of Henry Ford. Despite all digitization efforts, collecting and analyzing data from non-automated assembly activities continued to be a manual, error-prone step in many factories, including ZF's, as Ryden Leish site lean operations project at ZF's Charleston plant is going to explain.
We used to analyze data the old way, with stopwatches and clipboards, waiting for the problem to jump in front of us.
With Drishti, an AI-powered video analytics provider, they now have access to visual process data 24/7.
We can do time studies, quality analysis, and training with the click of a button. We have anticipation, insight, and we have reaction whenever we need it.
The successful implementation of Drishti's technology has been a value add in multiple ways.
This project is helping us not only in gaining process data, but it's also opening eyes for new digital solutions that can change the way we operate. We gain not only in the process itself, but we develop our people.
In the next highlight project, we look back on the early programs of Startup Autobahn when BASF and Reflect joined forces to develop augmented reality remote support apps. As a leading supplier of automotive coatings, BASF not only offers a comprehensive selection of paint and color formulations, but also remote support to each of its independent body shop brands. However, to centrally manage this dedicated technical support and to ensure high-quality service in one system, a white label application was needed. This is where German startup Reflect was able to help.
They created branded multi-language AR applications, reduced travel time and expenses, and ensured an excellent customer support. In addition to rolling out the solution within BASF, the venture capital team also decided to financially support the growth of the startup. Let's meet Kim Höfken.
I'm right now the Director of Merger and Acquisitions Digital Solutions within BASF, and I was the responsible investment manager for Reflect. Reflect helped us to tackle the challenge of supporting our body shops globally via remote solution and in parallel to free up space for our sales team. This initiative was a key pilot between BASF and Reflect, which led to a frame contract that is now allowing all business units within BASF to use Reflect solution and bring it to the market even faster.
Our next stop is a collaboration between Program 3 alumnus High Mobility and Porsche. Together, the two partners continue to prove that collaboration is a key driver of innovation. Andy Grau is an innovation manager at Porsche. Back in 2017, Andy and his colleagues kicked off their collaboration with High Mobility, which is an open vehicle data marketplace. Together, they created Porsche's first open innovation platform.
This kind of open innovation platform was totally new. You could access virtual car emulators, connect via different APIs, and add external data sources.
They created a platform to connect every individual, every startup, and every large company to bring in their innovative ideas.
During the first Porsche Next Door Eye competition back in 2018 and 2019, we saw many interesting solutions and awarded the best to work with us together.
This year, they are bringing their collaboration to the next level with a focus on B2B2C solutions.
We want to further expand the Porsche ecosystem and are looking forward to collaborating with other large companies to collectively shape the future with new apps and services.
Moving on, our next highlight project features the collaboration between Fairfleet and Deutsche Post DHL. The two partners were awarded the Plug and Play Innovation Award at Expo 7 for their successful pilot execution. When people think of Deutsche Post DHL, yellow cars and yellow parcels often come to mind, but there is much more to the multinational logistics company's offering. Global Forwarding, a division of Deutsche Post DHL, specializes in the worldwide transport of heavy cargo such as oil rigs and other bulky goods.
In the world of industrial projects, objects are usually extra large, so measuring those items remains an actual challenge for DHL.
In order to safely get the cargo from A to B and to ensure that the windmill blade fits under the bridges along the transport route, both the items to be shipped and the route they will need to take needs to be accurately measured.
This is why they approached us in the end and asked us to get the measurements in 3D space from extremely dangerous and remote places.
Dario is co-founder of Fairfleet, a full-service drone partner. With their global network of drone pilots, they provide customers with centimeter-accurate 3D models of infrastructure, buildings, and XXL goods.
This project clearly showed that a corporate like DHL doesn't need an in-house drone team, but rather rely on a specialist with a global coverage. So Fairfleet was the ideal partner for DHL.
By using Fairfleet's drone service, Deutsche Post DHL was able to have its shippable items and transport routes surveyed, all without having to hire a single drone pilot themselves.
Using drones, and especially the pilot network of Fairfleet, made it a lot more affordable while also getting better data faster.
This was a clear case for Deutsche Post DHL.
And the impact within the corporate was the way it should be, plug and play.
We now turn our attention to Webasto, the company that has shaped the success story of convertible roof systems since its infancy, and Australian startup Imagine Intelligent Materials. Everyone who has ever driven a convertible knows this issue. To To open the roof completely, the driver must constantly press the button. One-click or far-range remote solutions are prohibited by safety precautions. But since today's users demand simple, intuitive, and above all, safe operation, convertible roof pioneer Webasto paired up with the startup Imagine to develop a promising solution. They offer new possibilities for drivers to control any operation on the convertible roof system, anytime, in any moment, from anywhere.
Today, people are used to control anything with touchscreen or by voice control. So we tried to find a solution to control the convertible system automatically.
Webasto's goal is to create a non-supervised operation by integrating a safety system preventing persons around the convertible system from being hurt or pinched by the moving system.
Imagine Intelligent Materials makes dumb surfaces smart by utilizing the 2D material graphene.
The solution is a process that covers the textile of the roof with a graphene layer, which acts like a super sensor and can stop the opening or closing movement of the roof when something touches the roof.
Together with Imagine, we've made our system smart, so it can be operated autonomously without a driver.
Moving on from car roof systems to car interiors, the next highlight project features Madison and UBQ materials. Together, they are reimagining plastic usage in the automotive world.
The carbon footprint of a vehicle today is an aggregation of the energy consumed in the creation of the raw materials, manufacturing processes, the creation of sub-assemblies, transportation along the supply chain, and then finally finished vehicle assembly. But the majority of that carbon footprint is in the materials, and in the short term will increase as we move towards electrification.
This is Ian Fleming, and his role in Madison is strategic supply chain development with particular focus on environmental improvement.
For the automotive industry to achieve its goal of carbon neutrality within 20 years from now, process improvements, product lightweighting, and the use of innovative new materials are essential. And this is where UBQ comes in.
UBQ is a cleantech startup from Israel that converts household waste into a unique thermoplastic resin that can be used in traditional plastic molding techniques, but which creates a significant carbon offset. Together with Madison, UBQ is working on creating automotive-grade carbon-neutral molded parts.
Since being introduced through STARTUP AUTOBAHN, we have been running extensive trials on a variety of parts with the intention of creating a serial production part in the foreseeable future.
Our final highlight project between Bosch and Oculavis was revealed at Expo Day 8. As a result of this collaboration, 15 pairs of smart glasses have been implemented in 8 Bosch plants around the world. Whenever there is a breakdown in a production line, time is of the essence. At Bosch Technical Functions, this meant that an expert had to fly out to the site to get the malfunctioning equipment up and running again. Kai Bruckner and Robert Elflein from Bosch were in need of a faster solution.
So what we wanted to give our customers all over the world the chance to get fast access or fast support from our experts in Bamberg.
They partner up with Oculavis, a provider of augmented reality-based service solutions to provide remote support via smart glasses.
The advantage of our solution is that the co-worker is able to work in his machine with both hands free.
At the same time, he or she can share a live stream video with the camera on their data glass.
So the expert is able to see the live video. The expert, on the other hand, can give hints via talking to the coworker, or he also has the opportunity to share his desktop, so he can share 3D models, drawings, stuff like that, into the screen of the coworker.
While throughout our history we've enabled a lot of inspiring tech implementations and world firsts, our open and collaborative approach to innovation won't stop anytime soon. Innovation is about actively anticipating a new world, And at Startup Autobahn, this is what we do best.
Hello and welcome to the executive panel Road to Carbon Neutrality towards a fully integrated transport ecosystem. First of all, thank you very much for joining us. I don't know if you can see it here, it's a quite sweaty atmosphere around because I think it's approximately 40 degrees here in this room. Yeah, you'll say yes. And so I really look forward to this session because it combines two highly demanded topics in one slot. So on the one hand, the future of the automotive industry, definitely one of the key industry and economic driver on which countless jobs depend. And on the other hand, naturally, the topic of sustainability. As many people say, it's the most important issue we are facing actually right now as humanity. So the key question which comes up with these two issues is how can we best combine these two topics? And how does it look like the future vehicle which fits the company's sustainability along the whole value chain here? I think to find the answers, let's go straight to the source and ask the movers and shakers themselves, the decision makers and the brightest minds of the automotive industry and the industry around. And here they are, I will say. A very, very warm welcome and thank you for being with us today. From Robert Bosch, the member of the Board of Management, Mr. Dr. Stefan Hartung. Hello, great to have us with you.
Nice to be here. Hi.
Hi, it's really hot, isn't it?
Oh, it's about 42 degrees, I would say.
So, next is from Mercedes-Benz, the Director Product Strategy, Klaus Ehlers. Hello and welcome.
Hi to the group. Welcome from my side. We shouldn't complain about the heat since we had so much rain over the last months.
Next one is from Schäfer, the Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Uwe Wagner. Hello.
Hello, good to be here.
And here's the fourth here in the round from BASF, the Senior Vice President R&D Performance Materials, Dr. Josef Wünsch. Hello.
Yeah, thanks Carmen for having me.
So, my starter question for every one of you is, to opening this debating round here, the automotive industry faces a distinct reality when it comes to climate change. So, with road transportation accounting for almost 1/5 of the carbon dioxide released into the environment, they play a large part in any effort to reduce global emissions. So as a result, the following questions comes up here. How can companies achieve their sustainability goals by aiming towards a fully integrated transport ecosystem? Who wants to catch the first question here? What would you say?
First of all, we have to recognize, I mean, this is a big one, right?
Yeah.
This is not something where we don't do this in the afternoon, right? So since we have 1.4 billion vehicles which are used right now on the planet, and by the way, the industry only produces a bit less than 100 million per year, we know we are on a long-term roadmap here, right? So we need to do two things for sure. One is all these vehicles used on the planet somehow need to be carbon-free. Yeah. And on the other hand, we have to start producing carbon-free as of now, right? As soon as we can, which is two separate things, right? One is to have the right products to be produced and to get the products in the market and use the products carbon-free. And the second is, what do we do about our industry, our factories, and all our stuff we are doing as of today? And these two subjects are completely, big jobs. Because to change all the vehicles on the planet means not only to change the products on the planet. That would be one thing. We are very good in production, right? We can produce a lot of products, and we love that, to replace 1.4 billion vehicles. That's a great thing for us, right? We love it. The issue is carbon-free operation of transportation includes infrastructure. And that means either electricity infrastructure or gas infrastructure, like with the H2 stuff, or other infrastructure changes that have to be done. And that normally is even a bigger job than to build 1.4 billion cars, right? That takes decades. So I think we are on the start of a good journey here.
Thank
will
you.
be a long one.
Thank you very much for opening this debate. So Klaus, you agreed, you smiled when you listened to him. Anything you like to add here? What is your version?
It's very clear what Stefan pointed out. It's numerous dimensions, the topic of sustainability, and these dimensions also walk on separate timelines. And to get that synchronized in a team play and to have a common target picture among the industry leaders of a holistic target, that's the key. And it's our generation to solve this problem. Nobody else can do that for us. We need to do it.
Joseph, what comes up in your mind?
Well, Carmen, when you say fully integrated value chain ecosystem, I assume, my interpretation is you also mean the supply chain upstream, which would be the chemical industry in this particular case. And maybe to define sustainability, I typically come with the definition from the United Nations, the Brundtland Commission. Mrs. Brundtland was running that World Economy for Development and Environment Commission, and there was the definition that the intersection between human benefits, ecological benefits, but also economical benefits, that intersection is called sustainability. So there's a set of criteria that was ratified more or less by the Western Hemisphere, European countries, as well as US, Canada. And when you look into that, the chemical industry, you need to understand that 80% of the carbon we are taking in, we are shipping out to customers as products for the automotive industry, for food, for human nutrition, medical, drugs, and so on and so forth. So we are addressing that 20 to 25% that we are using to generate energy. So for steam, for electricity, and maybe you have read in the newspaper that we have a collaboration with RWE, Rheinisch-Westfälische Energieversorger, approaching the Federal Republic of Germany, that we want to raise a wind park of 2 gigawatt hours in the Northern Sea, as well as we have acquired from Vattenfall almost 50% of a wind farm. So that will be a huge contribution because we stand fully hindered the objectives of the Green Deals. We also have accepted, so carbon neutrality 2050. We also have in our targets that the Paris Climate Convention from 2018 to 2030 to reduce it by 25%. On top of that, we have a so-called, for our customers, SCOT program, Sustainable Carbon Dioxide Transparency Tool. So by year end 2021, for 45,000 individual products, we can tell our customers this kilogram polyamide has a carbon footprint of 1.5 kilograms CO2, produced in Ludwigshafen, produced in Detroit, wherever we produce it. And last but not least, we have a huge program running on circularity, bring either material back, so airbags would be a good example, recompound, the carpets would be an example. And at the end of the day, in a nutshell, BASF is a partner you have to have if you want to fulfill your sustainability goals.
Thank you for sharing these numbers and figures with us. Uwe, what is coming up in your mind?
It's hard to make a statement after such three statements.
I think I will give this last place to the best.
I think that, we have a very strong coalition to achieve really the CO2 neutrality, to achieve or to follow the Paris climate goal targets. We have in Europe the sharpest target setting after this Fit for 55. So I think from the target setting side, everything is pretty clear. I would say that the automotive industry is over its strategic tipping point. It's clear that we want to create a CO2 neutral mobility, absolutely. I think now it's all about execution. The complete program now has to be executed. And now I think it's getting challenging for the supplying areas, so for materials, for energy, for infrastructure. So to make this change, this transformation which is happening now in the automotive industry, really sustainable. And I think that from the automotive industry side, there's a clear commitment that we are now going to do that. Now we have to see that the others are following.
Yeah. Thank you. So let's start with you, Stefan. Bosch plays a pioneering role, we can say, in climate action since the company achieved group-wide carbon neutrality in 2020. I mean, you're an early mover there. So what relevance does sustainability play within your company today? What are the best practices you can share with us? How was your path there?
First, when you say we are a low energy intensive part of this game, right? So for us, carbon neutrality on our own operations, that's one program. And by the way, it's a giant journey. We compensate still a lot of that. So, right, we buy compensation. But it's a journey now over 10, 15 years to get it 100% true through actually change of practices, change of power sources, and so on. What we just mentioned, exactly that happens to us, right? And that's not, we could do it on the first day because we were low energy enough to compensate that and pay for it and change to energy sources. But it's still a journey. So we do that. The key thing is now to do the big job. And I would... there's always this saying about carbon neutrality that we know how to do it, we just have to start doing it, right? That's many people say that on TV, and I love all the story. We should, and we have a lot of startup people here, right? Yeah. The good message is, don't believe in these statements. It's not all about we know how to do it, we just started. No, we need to invent it. There's so many new things we need to invent to get really 2050 zero. I mean, we have to face it. Everything we have around here, everything we sit on, we have in our hands, our clothing, this is all CO2 contaminated. Yeah. Definitely everything in the car is contaminated, right? So even if we change the powertrain to battery-based powertrain, right? Even if we do and bring this all on the street and have the infrastructure to do it and so on, there's still a million jobs to do that finally we get to zero, right? Because zero is a complete new dimension, right? Everything needs to go to zero. So our dedication is in all areas, from home appliances to cars, automotive, to infrastructure work, to industrial processes. We have to work on getting things down from CO2 heavy to CO2 small and then to CO2 zero. And I would say it's a giant job. First, to get the things we know right. For example, we know that battery vehicles are a good choice if you have carbon-free energy available, power, plus you can distribute it to the point where the vehicles are used. Two more conditions, sometimes forgotten in the discussion, right? So let's assume that's done. So then we still have to do the vehicle, which is also not so easy because there's a battery, there's all kinds of stuff in that vehicle which is mined. A mine, carbon-free, is a difficult venture, right? You have to think what's in a mine. A mine is not where the power is normally. A mine is not in Ludwigsburg or Stuttgart. A mine is somewhere where nothing is. Yeah. So what is giving power to a mine normally? Oh, a diesel generator. Ooh, wait a second, that was something, right? So you think this all sounds simple on the first hand, right? But then if you think about it through, industrializing carbon zero is a giant task, right? And as you said, the key thing you can measure if the planet is going carbon zero is if you consume less gas, less coal, and less oil. When you see that going down, you can say the planet is on a good path. So far, if you look on the numbers, we are not going down. Yeah, we are further going up. So let's start the turn. Let's have strong targets. But I tell you, this will be an inventor's run. Yeah. We need a lot of inventors giving us new ideas. So startups.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this passionate approach. I think this is really a great start here with you. So let's giving you the next question there, Joseph. So different sustainability strategies on how to handle this topic were conceptualized. You gave us some hints here, Stefan. Different kinds of innovation units or collaboration were established to tackle this topic. So the question comes up here to you. In your opinion, how do the approaches to climate neutrality differ between OEMs and suppliers here?
Well, I think to some point, Stefan already mentioned that, but typically we do not comment on sustainability goals and efforts from our customers because we don't know the details behind the curtain. So therefore, I think what is pretty clear is that that green power by wind, solar energy, and Bosch is heavily invested in that kind of activities. We take place in that activity, I think also for Mercedes and Schäfer is very, very similar. I think what definitely is for sure, it's dialogue. We need to speak to each other. And let me give you an example. Currently in a linear economy, we supply and let's say we forget about the material. In the future, when we take back material, our customers will become suppliers to us. So we need, and so we will move closer together. Yeah. So we need to have a common understanding, how do we label it? And we have a very good example with Bosch Siemens Haushaltsgeräte, where we take the, well, they are collecting in Dillingen the packaging. We are taking it back, rework the whole thing and shipping it out again. So that kind of circularity needs a lot of dialogue, needs a lot of, how do we specify material? How, yeah, do we have the narrow specification for a seating foam, or can we widen it up? So we have a couple of programs running together with customers to have a deep understanding what is technology feasible, what is technology doable, and what is economically feasible. But at the end of the day, we talk about circular economy. There's also an economy piece of in there. So,
thank you.
Sure.
Uwe, global challenges such as climate change are heavily impacting naturally the transformation of the mobility and energy sector. So which technologies and products support you in this development? What would you say? Helping you strive forwards a fully integrated yet sustainable transportation ecosystem?
Well, we at Schäfer have a very broad spectrum of products. So we have products in 10 sectors, from the industry over to the automotive world. And we are always looking at sustainability from the complete energy chain. So that means generation of energy, transport and storage of energy, up to the usage, then finally in the mobility. We have, for example, innovation initiatives in our wind power plant technologies, where we are developing new bearing technologies to reduce friction and to support the bigger wind power plants. They are getting to huge dimensions, 250 meters of a rotor diameter. That's really impressive. And then finally also to automotive, and there it starts to optimize the efficiencies of all powertrain technologies. That means to reduce efficiency, to increase efficiency, sorry, to reduce friction. And we as a bearing supplier there can really pay a big contribution to it. And then it goes up to the to complete systems. We are developing e-mobility systems, so complete e-axles for e-mobility and hybrid transmissions. And then also what we are developing is, and this is an overarching technology, hydrogen technology. And because we think that hydrogen will play a very important role in the future as an energy carrier. We have to store somehow this regeneratively generated energy, and therefore we need hydrogen. And hydrogen is a very strong initiative for us. So we have a lot of products with which we, from the energy generation over storage and transport up to the e-mobility, really can support, and that's the integral and very important part of our product strategy.
Yeah. Thank you. So, Mercedes-Benz, Klaus, let's talk about your company here. You're taking a holistic approach to climate protection, so that's great, which has covered all stages, I would say, of the automotive value chain there, from technical development to finally recycling. What role do partnerships and corporate innovation play in achieving this goal? We talked a little bit about partnerships here, but how do you facing this question, and how does collaboration between startups, because we're here naturally on the startup event, and your company facilitate the way to reach your sustainability goal?
Well, you hear ourselves here quite in a good sync. We're known as a luxury brand with long-lasting products, which is somewhat sustainable also. We've developed sustainability as an aspiration to develop our brand image towards modern luxury. And it's like Stefan said, first you have to do your own homework. We'll have all our European operations carbon neutral by next year. with the energy supply, things like that. We've raised sensitivity of our workforce since many, many years. So you need to do your own homework on your operations. It's developing the forward-looking product lineup, and you see one of the examples outdoor, the EQA, but we've got others already mentioned. And you see the strong partnerships, and why is it that the case? It's not about commercial collaboration, it's about having the same mindsets towards the Paris goal. We framed that with Ambition 2039, and it's along the whole value chain, and this drives our product and process development.
Yeah.
And like Josef, Uwe, or Stefan mentioned, like 15 years ago, the commercial discussions for a collaboration on a system or a component asking sustainability would definitely have been different than today, because we share the same vision. And I see a very strong joint vision in reaching the Paris climate goal. So there's a lot of initiatives going on, and it's a marathon.
Thank you. So let me bring a final question into the round here. Talking about the importance of collaboration, how can we better work together along the value chain in order to achieve a more sustainable future within the mobility sector, within the transportation sector? Any ideas we haven't mentioned until yet? Something you want to bring out here? Creative approaches also welcome.
We barely touched the topic of infrastructure.
Yeah.
And it's not only about road, it's about public transport, it's about charging infrastructure, which needs investment locally, but also on a global basis. And there's partnerships that go way beyond the usual automotive hemisphere that we need to forge and bring this question forward. And a lot of new ideas are necessary, and that's why innovation workshops like here with young startups, fresh ideas, are very helpful in setting new impetus to the topic on different stages. And sustainability will guide all of our development efforts for a long, long time. So every help is needed.
Thank you. Stefan.
I think we should really focus on motivating people to innovate on this subject, because that's a new dimension now. We were always talking about innovation for cost down or innovation for fun up, right? So more nice screens and software and things. That's still important, but now we need more innovation for CO2 free.
Yeah.
So we should motivate a lot of people for ideas in the direction, so it's not all done. We don't know how to all do it, right? We should get more engineers, scientists on the subject. And then the second is obviously, we want to do this in a way that's affordable. Individual mobility is something which people love, and we can't take it away from them to be CO2 free, right? You can't stay at home for CO2 free. I mean, sorry, we did this for Corona, but we won't do it for carbon free, not for our life, right? So we need to motivate to get it affordable. And then obviously, we need also the consumer to actually jump on the train, buy the product, use the product, like the product, right? And this will be the deciding point. If we offer a carbon-free mobility product in the end through vehicles or whatever, and the consumers don't like it, I mean, then we have nothing to do anymore, right? Because they just won't buy it. And that's actually a very bad idea, because we love that consumers buy in the end the cars and the trucks. And and by the way, I still would like to live my life. Yeah, there's also a nice saying that just change your total life and you will be carbon free. Well, that may be something for the next generation, maybe, right? We still want to go on with life, and maybe we want to have a better life even, right? So I would say this balance between technical stuff, economic viability, and social responsibility for many people. And by the way, something is important. There's billions of people on the planet still having a quite sad life, right? They want to have a much better life. And that normally means right now, much better life, more CO2. Bad idea. So we need to have much better life with no additional CO2 for billions of people. That's an additional nice one. So it won't be 1.4 billion vehicles needed. It's 2 billion vehicles needed. Or a different way how to rotate, get access to and whatever. So Yeah, interesting life, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Uwe, Joseph, so what is your opinion? How do you make, for example, your customers loving customers or anything else?
Well, to look at your question from a bird's perspective, I would say to really successfully master that transformation we have ahead of us, we have 3 strategic priorities. The first one is efficiency, second one is innovation, third one is then sustainability. And we clearly say that if you look at efficiency, we need to know where to play and how to win. So this is, I think, very important. Efficiency also means we have to spend our money where we really can be successful. And then agility and also sustainability means that we also need a collaboration. And I think collaborations on all levels are of utmost importance for the future. The world is getting more complex, the targets are getting more complex, and collaboration means we have to be collaborative in our company. We don't work in silos anymore, we more and more work in open teams. That's very important. We have to collaborate with our suppliers, we have to collaborate with customers, network of customers is very important, and finally also with partners. And partnering, I think, is the new component in this collaboration area, and that starts with being part of an initiative, like for example the Hydrogen Council, to push new technologies, and then finally also bilateral collaborations with startups, for example. And this is something we are really trying to push, to be innovative, to be efficient, and finally also to be agile. That's our way to approach that. Collaboration, I think, is the new part, and there we want to enforce that.
Thank you. And Joseph, the last and final word is up to you.
The final last words, yeah. Now, what's left to say? I think the colleague said most of it already. What I would like to say about dialogue collaboration, we are practicing already. Catena X, everyone is part of that. Every company joined in on the Catena X program, which is a digitalization of the supply chain with several technology work packages. In some of them we are together with Bosch or Mercedes. I think we are also in one of the packages with Schäfer. It is about standardization to one extent. So what is product carbon footprint? It is about business management and also circularity. We have that one example that I just mentioned with BSH, but I think when you look into the future, when you have a car and eventually parts are coming back, you have to dismantle it. So you need to know ahead of time what kind of material was put into the car outside. That also applies for the steel industry, and what you take back and can recycle. I think long-term speaking, we have embarked on that journey. It will not be happening tomorrow or next year, but it will be. We are all passionate about the circularity concept and using digital tools. And I think we made the statement already. We start to live it.
Thank you very much for this great talk with you. So it was really great to listen to your thoughts, and I got the impression you have a plan, you have resources, you have the skills there, but most importantly, it's a vibe I'm getting here. I think you have the spirit to move on to a greater future there. So this is what I take out here. It's a very positive sign you're giving us here. Thank you so much to Stefan, to Uwe, to Joseph, and to Klaus.
And also thanks to
Thank you very much. Thank you, Carmen.
Thanks. And naturally also to our audience. Thank you very much for joining us. Goodbye.
All right, Carmen, thank you so much for that amazing conversation about carbon neutrality. Now, here's the thing. We can talk all day long about sustainability and technology, but somebody has to actually do the work to get us there. And that is what this panel conversation is about, is the people behind a specific aspect of it, which is the complexity around wiring. And so I've got 3 amazing gentlemen who are joining me over here. We've got Dr. Heiner Koenig, the Senior Manager Development, Wiring, Harness, and Technology at Mercedes-Benz. We've got Valerie Asmus, the Manager at Mercedes-Benz. And from Spread, we've got Philip Knoll. Gentlemen, it's very nice to have you here. In a few minutes, we'd love to ask each of you a question. And I want to start with you first, Dr. Heiner. So the question is, what are the main challenges when it comes to vehicle wiring?
Yeah, you have to keep in mind that we have a global manufacturing network, a supply chain, and a customer base which is spread over the globe. In order to meet these requirements, we design our products with a worldwide approach. The complexity of systems in the vehicle due to our customer demands is steadily increasing. We, the people working at Mercedes-Benz, want to be the front line when designing and implementing the new features to respond to the customer's wishes. Let us take as an example our safety features or driving assistance systems, which result in special requirements as to the design and as to the wiring harness. A recent example that responds to these requirements is the redundancy of functionality and the communication paths, especially with autonomous driving systems. In order to ensure the quality of our products when developing our wiring harness, we also reflect the demands of the manufacturing process and of the after-sales expectations. We are continuously improving the digitalization of the development processes of the wiring harness to create a closed loop between development and production. We have already integrated a wide spectrum of innovative technologies such as virtual or mixed reality. Our goal is to increase the digital validation in order to reduce the amount of hardware loops. A further example of innovation in that field is the so-called Part Requirements Assistance System, which is based on our international requirements according to worldwide standards. We want to create a best fit approach of all parts of the wiring harness to support localization aspects and, as a consequence, reduce both the distance and the numbers of transports needed. By doing this, we take a part in the overall strategy of optimizing the sustainable footprint of Mercedes-Benz is dedicated to.
Thank you so much. So, Valerie, do you agree or disagree with what Dr. Reiner said? And do you also see some of these challenges in other departments at Mercedes-Benz?
Of course. What Reiner described is a situation which we can see in all areas. Besides the R&D, we see challenges through electrics and electronics in our operations area and in our sales and after-sales areas. When the car becomes more digital, the job around our cars become this as well. But Mercedes sees not just the challenges, we see a lot of opportunities. We have enormous potential in every area of our product creation process. We have the best employees and a very good mindset. This is a rare that we have to create more and more value of. We found a lot of use cases through connecting this knowledge and creating real business value out of this cross-functional digitalization. And this is our initiative, which is called Golden Product Profile. It's about connecting every function with help of our digitalized product. This brings more speed in our continuous development and creation of the best cars in the world and helps to get the feedback on every area directly to the product and from product directly to our areas.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Philip, the question then is, as far as some of the challenges that Mercedes-Benz has and other companies might have, how does your solution help?
Yeah, so it's a nice question because our product intelligence platform is exactly focusing on what Valerie and Rainer described. So we are focusing on understanding product data like an engineer. So means out of this you will have the information which is understandable, so the insights, and you ensure then to ease the spreadability of this information to every department, to every people or to every stakeholder who is involved in the product creation and management process. So, and we are working together with Mercedes in different areas where we experience exactly what Rainer explained, for example. Yeah, when you take the electrical communication, you cannot see, hear, smell, or feel this. Or, okay, you can feel this, but then it's too late. So therefore, for these cases, we had to, or we have to ensure to leverage the existing information to bring transparency to all the stakeholders which are involved in the process. So the engineers, they are working with this, and you have to bring this to all the people who are included in the product creation process. And our mission is to empower our customers to boost this enormous engineering knowledge through the complex product lifecycle, and we want to help them to create, in the end, more intelligent and, very important, more sustainable products. And when I mentioned also the part requirement assistance system, this is where we want to help Mercedes to become, or to help on the way to more sustainability. And the passion and support and all the know-how of these colleagues at Mercedes, you cannot imagine this, because these people are very highly skilled, and this was one of the key success factors to help us and in the software development activities we had together. So, and in the end, it comes all to data, because we're working with software, and Mercedes had a lot of very high value data, and this is where we are creating insights, understandable information from, and I think the whole industry should go this way, because Daimler also focused the last years on data is the new oil, and we really believe that data is the new oil, and understandable information is the new gold from my perspective. And this is where, especially when it comes to product data, where the R&D engineers, for example, are normally the data owners, and they can influence the whole success of a software product when they are not making high value and clean data. Because, we all know this, it's all about the data input, and come shit in, shit out. And in the end, at Mercedes, we had a very good environment, very good information, very good data, very good people in the process, and we created some gold dust, I would say, and we are continuously collaborating with the engineers and want to create more sustainable products with Mercedes together. And so the answer to your question is yes, I strongly believe that software will help in these challenges Rainer and Valerie described, and especially our software products, it's clear,
Well, I wish you all a lot of gold dust, and a lot more gold dust as well. Thank you so much for sharing about the problem and the solution, and how this collaboration is helping with that. And for those who are watching, either virtually or in person, if anything that's been talked about is of interest, please chat with the gentlemen. They'll be happy to talk to you as well. So thank you so much. I actually believe that we have a short video that we'd like to play. So if it's possible, let's cue the video now, and then right after that, David is in with some new partners to announce. But if we can, let's cue the video first. Okay, we did a quick shift over here because a very wonderful gentleman who is so instrumental when it comes to partnerships and really knocking on doors and saying, hey, corporates, this is the ultimate innovation platform, get involved. And as always, you come with good news, good announcements. How many new partners are we having?
Actually, we have quite some few new partners. We have partners who joined us right in the beginning of Program 10, and also ones we're going to announce today. So stay tuned.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to leave the stage to you. You do whatever you want, and when you're done, call me. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dan. Hi, everyone. My name is David. I'm leading the corporate team here in the Startup Autobahn program. As you know, it might be familiar. We always like to announce new partners joining our program. First of all, to, of course, introduce them to our ecosystem and to our existing partners, and also give them the chance to be seen and to be visible on our Startup Autobahn program. With that, I'm already handing over to my charming colleague Tamara, who's going to announce our new partners joining us starting from Expo 10. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tamara, and I'm Corporate Partnerships Manager here at Startup Autobahn, powered by Plug and Play. As you already know, the core of our platform are our active corporate partners. And today, I'm honored to announce that we're again growing by several new corporate partners who are supplementing our ecosystem. Please join us welcoming them at Startup Autobahn.
Hi, I'm Lars Placke, member of HOOF Management Board. I'm not sure whether you are familiar with HOOF, but I'm sure you touched one of our products lately. Because every second car in the world is opened by one of our car keys, passive entry systems, door handles or kick sensors. Having transformed from a mechanic in a mechatronic company, we are now embracing the opportunities of digitalization to provide cutting-edge technologies for our customers, such as our new phone as a key system, which is not only opening your car hands-free, but also enables additional functions via on-demand over-the-air upload. Since we supplied our first car key to Daimler 100 years ago, we are driving innovation. And now, as a member of Startup Autobahn, we would like to further boost such innovations to the automotive industry and beyond. This is why our innovation team is thrilled to line up with all the great startup and corporations here, out of which we are now looking for the perfect fit to jointly work together and bringing new technologies and fresh ideas on the road.
Hello, I'm Ernest Antolin, President of Group Antolin, a global supplier of technological solutions for car interiors. We're facing big challenge as a company, and we are forced to open our mindset to new ways of collaboration beyond our classic ones. Outsourcing research and development to startups is part of our strategy. The startups work fast and lean, enabling established businesses to better manage around new initiatives. We are excited to join this innovation community.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Francesco Lucciola, and I'm the head of ITT Ventures at ITT. Our company is a diversified manufacturer of critical components that operates with more than 30 different global brands in several end markets, such as automotive, rail, aerospace, industrial, and energy. I'm very excited today to join Autobahn and the Autobahn platform on behalf of ITT. Well, ITT is a global business with a strong presence both in the US and Europe. So this is why we have chosen to join the platform in the two regions, as we are looking to accelerate our open innovation globally.
Hi, my name is Julia Riedl. I work for ST Microelectronics as a marketing communications manager, and I'm very excited to be ST's champion for Startup Autobahn. At ST, we are 46,000 creators and makers of semiconductor technology, devices and solutions. These start with our employees, with our customers, and with our thousands of partners. Together, we design and build products, solutions and ecosystems that address smart mobility, power and energy, and the IoT and 5G. We believe that our technology starts with you. ST is focused on innovation for our customers and sustainability for everyone. So we are very happy to strengthen our collaboration with exciting and innovative startups, well-established industry partners and accelerators like Startup Autobahn. We are eagerly looking forward to the results as we expect an important contribution to innovation in our technology and product roadmaps as we advance to a more sustainable future.
Hi, I'm Arnab Banerjee, Chief Operating Officer at CEST Limited. We are a $1 billion tire company and part of a $4 billion conglomerate called RPG Group. We are based out of India. We have 8 manufacturing plants. We are strong in the domestic market, aftermarket, as well as OEMs. We are present in truck bus segment, 4-wheeler segment, the car segment, the 2-wheeler segment, as well as the agriculture radial segment, the farm segment. We export to about 100 countries globally. We are looking forward to an exciting partnership and collaboration with Plug and Play. Our statement of purpose is making mobility safer and smarter every day. So we are looking at opportunities at 2 levels. One is expansion to the general area of mobility with technology-forward, innovative ideas, which will make mobility safer and smarter. And at the second level, transforming our existing business processes and the customer engagement processes, business modeling of the same is also an area of interest.
Okay, thank you so much, Tamara, and thanks for also the new partners joining our platform. 5 new partners, really amazing to have you on board. Also hope to see you later on around during the networking. With that, of course, we like to introduce our newest partners, but at the same time, we also want to learn and hear from partners who recently joined us. We also have partners joining us since the beginning of the year, and we already heard that there are first learnings and their first steps on Startup Autobahn, and maybe we're also learning about their first success stories. That's why I'm more than happy to have Saul Reichman with me. He's the Global Director, Innovation and Corporate Venturing at Maxi on Wheels. Saul, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your first experience, your first 6 months here at Startup Autobahn.
Thanks, David. It's great to be here. Finally, we meet in person. And thanks for presenting me first, presenting Maxi first. It's incredible that it's already 6 months in the making because it feels much longer. We work very closely with you guys and so far very pleased. Already 2 deal flow sessions in the making. You did a good job shortlisting more than 20 startups for each of those sessions. So very much looking forward to how the next 6 months will look like. And yeah, I'm happy that we have more of these not virtual but real sessions taking place. So very good.
Thank you, Saul. Thank you so much. Really inspiring to hear what you achieved in the first 6 months. With that, I would ask you to step outside and ask our next partner coming in. I would like to welcome Emilio Braghi. He's the president of Novelis Europe, joining me on stage. Perfect. Thank you, Emilio. Please join me here.
Good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon. It's great having you here in Stuttgart. Emilio, you're also one of the new partners joining us in the beginning of the year. And we also heard that there are first experiences. What did you learn? And maybe you can let us know what Novelis is doing, what your role is, and then answer the question, have you already had first successes here on Startup Autobahn? Thank you.
Yeah, so I will start first of all introducing the company I'm working for. So Novelis is the largest producer worldwide of aluminum rolled products. Not only for the automotive industry, but for also other market segments like building and construction, packaging, and so on. So I'm leading the European region, which is one of the 4 regions where Novelis is operating. So 6 months ago, we decided to join Startup Autobahn. And at the beginning, it was exciting, and as well, I was a bit skeptical about this new adventure. After 6 months, I can say that we are really inspired by the number of positive contacts that we have started to work for. Right now, we have two companies, two partners who have been working together since the beginning of this experience. One is Tomra, which is a company supporting us in an important mission, which is using and sorting more scrap for our production. Novelis has the target to become the most sustainable aluminum company worldwide. We're already using more than 60% scrap input in our production. So that is a very important partnership for us. The second one with a company which is called Peakboard. We started to implement world-class manufacturing a couple of years ago, and Peakboard is proposing us some interesting solution in terms of performance control system tracking in our plants, so the visibility of what is happening on the shop floor directly to the management. So very happy about these two contacts. We are really inspired and looking forward for further developments.
Thank you, Emilio, and congratulations. I mean, that's a great achievement after only 6 months working with two of the companies you were introduced through our program. So that's a great achievement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, next up, I would like to ask Professor Dr. Tim Hosenfeld, Senior Vice President, Corporate Research and Innovation at Schäfer, to join me here on stage. Tim, here you are. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for having you here today in Stuttgart. Tim, you joined, and of course your company Schäfer joined us in the beginning of the year as an anchor partner at Startup Autobahn. We're super excited to have you on board. And maybe you can tell us what are your goals, what you try to achieve here on the platform. Maybe you can explain a little bit about your thoughts here. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for having me here. Pioneering innovation was always a hallmark of Schäfer, and thinking outside the box and collaborating with startups is one key of our innovation strategy. Overall, we want to be the preferred technology partner on the one hand side of startups, of also with innovative companies that drive innovations, and therefore Startup Autobahn is one key of our Schäfer Roadmap 2025. And we selected Startup Autobahn as our anchor partner to provide the ecosystem and network to our Schäfer Technology Accelerator to have a global network to connect startups with Schäfer and to drive innovation together. And these processes we have in this global network with the support of agility, flexibility and effectiveness helps us to drive the new requirements of our customers with innovations in solutions. And last but not least, of course, the Schäfer Startup Autobahn is the perfect platform for us to collaborate and drive innovations with our existing customers and new mobility players to become stronger and faster together.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much for explaining. I also heard that there are first results, first projects you already kicked off. Can you tell us a little bit more about the first projects you started here?
Yes, of course, I like to. So we have some great pilot project started. The first are the efforts of our Industry 4.0 with energy harvesting technologies to give our sensors a longer life for our condition monitoring system Optime. We do it together with the startup Vietso from Lithuania. And the second great project we celebrate today together with our colleagues from Schäfer Advanced Production Technology and the startup Polymerte from Israel. And there we evaluate new hybrid technologies to for lightweight design automotive products to reduce the amount of steel and therefore the CO2 footprint of our future products. And therefore this is a great achievement on the one hand side for sustainability, and on the other hand we also increase the competence of the products. And here in the next video you can see some highlights of the project.
Schaeffler, we strive for lightweight innovative solutions in high-performance automotive and industry technology. As inventor of the cage-guided needle roller bearing, Schaeffler enhanced performance and application diversity for now over 70 years. Let's continue our success story.
At Polymetal, we make it happen through a hybrid part solution. We strive for innovation and solve complex challenges. See how real-life magic happens. I have to come to Germany to show you, Kai.
We pioneer motion.
Okay, thank you very much for all the new partners and also the partners who joined us in the beginning of the year. We're super excited to have you on board, and it was really inspiring to also see the first success and the first results. I heard we have to bridge some time because the second studio or the second camera is building up on the stage over there. So I would like to emphasize a little bit what's coming up tomorrow and also on Friday. I hope you remember Expo is 3 days. Today is the grand opening. Tomorrow we have lots of breakout sessions, a lot of inspiring content, all virtual. So I would also suggest to check out our virtual agenda for tomorrow. And as well on Friday, we have an inspiring talk between Markus Schäfer, the CTO and CEO of Daimler, as well as Frodeno. So this is very exciting. At the same time, you also know, and I'm not sure if you can see it here on camera, we also have our Global Innovation Awards. At this moment, we're not going to reveal who's going to win them, but stay tuned. It will be awarded to really exciting projects of the current Program 10. And you will hear and find out later today and also tomorrow. With that, I have to ask if the stage on top is already ready. Otherwise, we have to wait a little bit. I get a sign from Hannah. We are good to go. Thank you so much.
15 minutes. But this is the end of the show anyway, so I think we're okay. Okay, so we are live and we are back for the closing final conversation that is happening right now. Very glad. Uwe, you've made a second appearance on this couch. Very special man.
Second one. Thank you for having me.
Yes, Mr. Uwe Wagner is the Chief Technology Officer at Schaeffler, and we're joined by a German racing legend, Daniel Abt. It's lovely to have you here.
Hi, nice to be here.
Excellent. So, gentlemen, we're going to talk a little bit about racing, technology, innovation, and how they all come together. I guess my first question here, all of today, we've been talking about pioneering, startups, you race cars, and yet in some ways you are pioneering and you're doing innovation as well. So talk to us a little bit about the intersection of these passions.
Yeah, I mean, I guess motorsport over the last 30, 40 years has always been a lab for innovation because it's competition, it's people trying to find the limits, you know, the last bits that make you successful. And whenever that happens, people get innovative, try to find new ideas, they think out of the box, and new things are happening or are started. And I think that's why sport or in general competition is always good. It drives people to really give 100% and find new ways.
So one of the most exciting innovations from Schaeffler is this DTM Electric. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, DTM has been a racing series for, I think, also 30 years now. And of course, always with combustion engines, with V8, V6 turbo engines. And of course, I think we all know that, yeah, the lifestyle is changing and people are thinking more about, you know, sustainable solutions, especially in the automotive industry. And as motorsport, you cannot just sit there and still do the same stuff and rev those V12 engines. I mean, you can, but it's not really what people want to see anymore. So it's changing, and Schaeffler has come up with the idea to start the DTM Electric, which is on the one side, you know, a super nice, good new technology, and on the other hand is also super fast, because people always think that whenever you put it electric or when you make things electric, it gets boring, it's just sustainable but not cool. But that's actually not the case. You can go crazy with power and stuff, and with new options that it brings also. We also, for example, we did I mean, it's nothing that really changes the world, but we also did the world record driving backwards with the electric motors and stuff like this. So there's new things that come up. People try new solutions, new software, and that's why it's pretty exciting.
So tell us a little bit, Mr. Wagner, about the pioneering philosophy at Schäfer. Tell us as to where the DTM Electric came from, but in general, just some of the pioneering movements and ideologies that are in the company.
Pioneering motion is our clear target, and we try really to show that also in that DTM Electric, where we put everything in which is on our innovation roadmap currently in automotive. And we do that not just to make these guys happy, but also to show that these sustainable technologies are also emotion and also passion. Just to give you some examples, we have, for example, on every wheel we have 220 kilowatt e-drive, so overall that's 880 kilowatt. That's much more than 1,000 horsepower, so we have 10,000 Newton meters wheel torque. We have then control electronics set on that, which is then making an active torque vectoring on that increases the dynamic of the vehicle. And we have a steer-by-wire technology in it, so there is no steering column in the vehicle anymore. So that's a huge setup of a very, very powerful vehicle, and that clearly indicates that what that means for us to pioneer motion, to combine really the rational with the emotion, and to test things to its limits. And that's exactly what we see in this DTM race car. I'm really keen to see, I saw the vehicle drive, and I'm really keen to see this year how this vehicle is performing in the prototypes, and then hopefully 2023 seeing it in the races.
So you mentioned a couple of the innovations. I'm not familiar with the steer-by-wire. I'm sure many others are, but for those who do not know, can you maybe share a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, steer-by-wire is a very good example. It's not just race to road there, it's really road to race to road. The basic technology from steer-by-wire is coming from the road. So Schäfer Paravan Technologies has this technology and provides that technology for vehicles for handicapped persons. So handicapped persons with this steer-by-wire technology can drive their car just by a joystick. Okay. We now put that into a racing car and took the steering column out. So you have a pure steer-by-wire system. We added up force feedback steering wheel. And with this, we have a performance for the car that I think Daniel can better explain than I do. I just can explain it from the theory. But it's interesting to see these guys really getting out of the car and explaining what feedback they get from the steering and what they need to finally get the real performance of the car. And with testing vehicles and steer-by-wire technologies at these limits, we have an ideal input for really developing that back to the road and getting a steer-by-wire system then for the road. And again, that's also a good example how we really try to pioneer motion.
Right. Daniel, why is motorsport, I asked you this downstairs as well, but why is motorsport a perfect tech lab when it comes to innovation in the mobility space?
Well, as I already mentioned, it's competition, and it brings people to go to the limit and to try to find the last details. You know, if you have road technology, everyone's also trying to make it good, but there's no competition. You don't need to find the last 10. In motorsport, you do. And then if you have that knowledge, you can transfer it back to street technology and find new ways and be more efficient and be more powerful and all that stuff.
Would you agree or disagree? What do you think are the big lessons that motorsport is teaching the company?
To combine sport and technology, I think is an ideal combination. As it really needs focus. You may not do anything which really doesn't help you at the end to win the race. Yeah, it needs focus, it needs speed, it needs efficiency. You don't have a huge crew, you just have to have the right crew to win the race. And this is exactly, I think, what really makes it so interesting from the side of the sport and from the technology. And as I said before, it's an ideal platform for us to bring technology to its limits and to learn very, very quickly to bring that finally also back to the road then.
Excellent. Well, Mr. Wagner and Daniel, it's lovely to have you here at Startup Autobahn. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for being a part of our closing for this wonderful day. And gentlemen, I'm going to let you enjoy. I think we've got food outside and lots of good conversation. So we'll catch you soon. Thank you so much. You can go in that direction.
Thank you. Thank you.
And to you, our incredible online audience, let us talk about what comes next, okay? For today, day one, we're actually officially done. But tomorrow, we have got endless content for you, and I mean endless. 5 streams simultaneously in multiple verticals. It's going to be an incredible day, so please go onto the website. Also, it's going to be happening on a platform called HopIn. So make sure you register so that you can effectively use HopIn for networking, connecting. You know the startups that I was introducing you to? You can meet them all tomorrow. You know all these amazing speakers we've had? You can meet them all tomorrow. So tomorrow's the day that we make it really real. Now, I know there's a couple hundred people here that get to enjoy this in person, but we want to bring you in on the action as well. I'll be moderating some of the panels, and I really, really, really want to see you there. So again, tomorrow, please go to the website, register on HopIn, go to the agenda, and pick it, because we have got 5 streams simultaneously. So you have to choose where you want to be and what you want to learn from. So that's what's happening tomorrow. I want to say that today we've got the Porsche Data Cup. So stay tuned for a little while, and then Porsche's going to run that. But I have a friend, a singer. Oh, he's here. It's Mr. Summer, Mr. Sunshine. Kwade, it's good to see you, man. How are you?
Good to see you too. I'm good. How are you?
I am so happy to see you here again, because the last time you were here was all virtual. There was no audience, no sunshine, no blue skies. Are you well?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so well. I'm really glad to have you here and to see you here. I love the shirt.
Thank you.
Very summery. You've been busy during the pandemic. You've had lots of new music out.
Definitely, yeah.
For those who don't know you, in just one line, who are you? Tell the people.
My name is Kwade. I'm a soul pop electronic artist, and I'm excited to be here.
So, you're going to wrap things up for us today. So, what's the track that you're going to sing?
The song is called Don't Let Go.
Don't Let Go.
Yeah, and I got a part for you if you want to sing along.
I got a microphone. Let's do this.
You want to do it? Okay. So I'm going to sing something, you just,
repeat after you?
Yeah.
Call and response? Okay, super. Let's do it.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey ya, hey ya, hey.
Hey ya, hey ya, hey.
Hey ya, hey ya, hey, hey.
Hey ya, hey ya, hey, hey.
Hey ya, hey ya, hey.
Hey ya, hey ya,
Very good. Hey ya, hey ya, hey, hey.
Hey ya, hey ya, hey, hey.
Perfect. I want the audience to sing along too.
Are you guys singing too on your computers? Watching in? Lovely. Oh,
thank you.
Yeah, yeah. You guys should sing too. You guys should sing too. Now you know the part, so when DJ Charlie hits the track, you guys know to sing along too. Here we go.
Let's go. See me, God said that I'm a bad man. Four, three, two. Traffic lights red while I'm trying to get back to you, baby. Radio says nothing compares to you, baby. All these thoughts in my head, the worries I fear. My mom would say, let go. I want loving instead. Wait on the bed, baby, I'll be there in 2. All these thoughts in my head, the worries I fear. My mom would say, let go. I want loving instead. Wait on the bed, baby, I'll be there in 2. Come on. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Come on. Hey. Stop to compare another woman to you, baby. This is not fair. I just wanna be there with you, baby. All this stuff in my head pulling me back. I just wanna dance with you. Girl, you're stuck in my head. Love when you're back. Love feeling so brand new. All this stuff in my head pulling me back. so brand new. Come on. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Come on. One more time. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Hold on and don't let go. Come on, dance with me. Hey, hey, hey. Woo. Thank you. Thank you. Dankeschön.
Hello and welcome everybody to the grand finale of the Porsche Data Cup. Tonight we're going to crown the winners and share some exciting news with all of you, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into it, let me introduce you to the nice people next to me, who are Christoph Acker and Andi Grau from Porsche. Now, Porsche has been a partner of the Startup Autobahn platform since 2017. They've really been a key driver behind the success of the platform, initiated fantastic projects over the years, and this year they wanted to take innovation to the next level. And that's why they launched the Porsche Data Cup, a hackathon that enables industries such as fintech, insurtech, or smart home to develop digital services for customers based on data. Now, Christoph, what is the role of Plug and Play in the Data Cup?
So first of all, Alina, a very big thank you for this kind introduction. So Startup Autobahn and Plug and Play really played a very important role for the Porsche Data Cup. For us at Porsche, Startup Autobahn really has developed into the main source of getting to know startups and working together with them. On top of that, it really provides a great network and infrastructure for our corporate partners to co-innovate with them, but also to benchmark ourselves with them. And that generates an environment full of competition and collaboration. From my perspective, the perfect match if you want to drive innovation forward.
And how does this now relate to the Data Cup? What's the connection?
Yeah, so the connection to the Data Cup is the following. We really wanted to rise this level of collaboration and competition together with Plug and Play to a whole nother level. And therefore, we came up with the idea to really have one online competition that is relevant and applicable for the entire Plug and Play ecosystem. When we came to Plug and Play, they were really excited about this opportunity because Plug and Play does not only have Startup Autobahn as one of their major programs, but a lot of other programs as well. For instance, in the area of fintech, insurance, travel, hospitality. And they also strive to continuously give new offers to their corporate partners. And the result of that was really the Porsche Data Cup, one online competition that is relevant for everyone because it has the opportunity to connect their specific needs with car data, and that was the result that we are now looking at.
Thank you for sharing those insights. Now, the Data Cup is actually part of the Porsche OI program, which already has a bit of a tradition here at Porsche. So, Andi, what exactly is the OI program and its importance for Porsche?
Yeah, so the Open Innovation Program is quite important for Porsche because we try to connect to external innovators, individuals, startups, but also suppliers to bring in their innovative ideas into our products and into our company. We have different kind of formats, for instance, supplier innovation days, tech days, but also open innovation platforms and competitions to co-work with us.
And what was the ultimate goal that you had in mind for the Porsche Data Cup?
Yeah, so back in 2018, we launched our first open innovation platform together with the partner High Mobility. We had the focus on bringing in new services and application into our Porsche ecosystem, and every individual worldwide could participate. We had this again in 2019, and this year in 2021, we brought it to a new level where really big corporates, insurance companies, fintechs, and different kind of other players could co-work with us and use our API-based ecosystem to bring in their ideas, their services for our customers.
Thank you very much. Now, you were mentioning High Mobility earlier, Program 3 alumnus. I think we should actually give it up to the founder, Kevin, to tell us more about what they did.
Hi, my name is Kevin Waldeck. I'm the CTO and co-founder of High Mobility. First of all, for all of you who participated in the Porsche Data Cup, a big thank you. And for those of you who are joining today to see the results, hope this will prove pretty interesting to you. We will show a bit how the competition looked like on a technical level, and I will walk you through that. First of all, let's have an introduction to High Mobility. We are a marketplace for vehicle data. We provide an API where you can access data coming from different manufacturers, all through one single API, and also one single business framework. And it was also this platform that we were using for the Data Cup. So if I go into the platform, I can have a look into our different functionality that we have, which is two ways. One is that we have a production mode to access vehicles data from real vehicles, and developed mode, which is a sandbox for testing out APIs in a simulated environment. And it was also what was used for the Data Cup, as we have a Porsche workspace. In there we have a specific Porsche Data Cup section, and for the Data Cup we introduced a Taycan Cross Turismo simulator. Let's go ahead and launch it. And this is the way how all the different participating businesses were interacting with Porsche data. The simulator is running directly in the browser. It looks like a real vehicle, but of course you don't need to have a real vehicle to interact with it. You can change all of the different states, the location, the EV data, the ignition status, maintenance data, all directly here in the browser. And whenever you do an API request, you would get that data to your application. And this is also the case for simulation. So here we are running a simple trip that is going on. The vehicle is driving in Berlin. And this is the way how the interaction is done with the simulator. Hope this has been proved interesting, and hopefully we'll see you on the High Mobility platform very soon.
Thank you very much, Kevin. It's actually great to see how far you've come in your collaboration since Program 3. Now, as Andy mentioned earlier, it is actually really important to connect the UI formats to leads inside the organization for them to be successful. So today is not just the end of the Porsche Data Cup, if you want to call it that, but it's rather the beginning of something very new here at Porsche, and that is Porsche Connect Partner Services. So I'm really excited to be here tonight with the two project leaders, Manfred Wiedemann and Martin Mainzer. Welcome, and thank you for being here with me today. Now, Manfred, before we get into the details, maybe you could walk us a little through the process. How did you initiate this idea and bring it to life?
Yeah, of course, Alina. First of all, in our previous jobs at Porsche in the connected car area, we saw so many exciting companies, product ideas, but it was always the problem to easily integrate them into the car ecosystem. We decided to go another direction. Today we still see more and more fascinating services launching on the market, especially from really great companies, offering especially a huge value for the Porsche drivers.
And we see them still struggling with the old well-known issue to connect their services with the car to get crucial vehicle data, such as state of charge, current mileage, or vehicle position. And on the other hand, we see our customers. They want to use these services. They want to get everything out of their vehicle. For them, the connected Porsche is more than just a car. It's an IoT device, such as their smart home devices or smartphones. That's why we asked ourselves, how can we solve this problem? How can we make vehicle data accessible to external service providers? 100% data privacy compliant and under the same data trust we already have from our customers. That's why we started the Porsche Connect Partner Services.
And what exactly is the Porsche Connect Partner Services?
Yeah, with this all-new open API program, we are closing the gap between our customers, their favorite sports cars, and their favorite digital services. We at Porsche have developed a standardized interface allowing external service providers to easily access static and dynamic vehicle data with a typical Porsche approach. Our customers, the Porsche drivers, they remain in the driver's seat. They select the services they want to connect with their car.
Yeah, the Porsche or the connected Porsche becomes really an IoT device. Can seamlessly integrate with external smartphone apps, with the smart home of the customer, or other digital services of their choice. Thereby, we transform services from standard to really tailored offerings for our customers. A real game changer, the perfect sports car on the one hand, a perfect customer journey, and a customer loyalty on all sides, as well as, of course, a huge digital ecosystem for the Porsche drivers.
Now that sounds like a real win-win-win situation.
Couldn't agree more.
So tell me, what are the next steps? What are your plans?
Yeah, we now want to hit the pedal to the metal. So we are proud to announce that the Porsche Connect Partner Services is launching in Europe this month and USA shortly after. We can't wait to work with providers of incredible multiple digital services to unlock the full potential of vehicle data and provide the best possible digital ecosystem for our common customers.
And if you find yourself in this and want to be part of the program, just simply reach out to us under pcps@porsche.de. And now we are super excited because the 3 winners of the Porsche Data Cup have already impressively shown what fascinating products and services can be realized through the Porsche Connect partner services. And now we want to meet them. I guess, Alina, you're already ready to announce them.
Yes, thank you very much, Manfred and Martin. Thanks for being here. And yeah, can't wait to see what the upcoming projects will be like. So again, if you would like to get in touch with Porsche Connect Partner Services, reach out to the email. And with that, I think it's time to announce the 3 winners of the Porsche Data Cup. And I'm actually really excited to welcome back Christoph and Andy for the announcement of our winners. Now, Christoph, why don't you share the process with us, the selection process, the judging criteria, so we get a hint of that?
Sure. So first of all, before we start to announce any winners, I really have to say that we had a lot of very strong submissions in the process, and it was really exciting to see how much effort they put into that. Ultimately, we had to come down to 3 winners, and therefore we set together a group of Porsche experts who evaluated the submissions based on the scorings they have achieved in the areas of e-mobility, smart home, and insurance and fintech. And this being said, we decided on 3 winners. All of them prepared a little video where they present their own company, but also their solution. And therefore, it's now really my pleasure to announce the first winning team of the Porsche Data Cup 2021, and that is the company of Autolog.
Hey, Autolog team, stop doing strategy.
Why?
Because we're the winner of the Porsche Data Cup. Woo! Hey, Porsche Data Cup team, thank you so much for the award.
Congratulations, Team Autolog, well deserved. Now tell me, Christoph, why is this digital driver's log a real game changer for Porsche?
So before we start anything to say about the solution, I just like the passion that this team put into this competition. So just to see that is a lot of fun for us. So coming to the solution that Autolog has presented, I think what you can see is that they took very practical approach in how to use this Porsche Connect partner service data points to enrich their own business model. And the solution of that is really a service offer that is increased and better for the end customer, but also for Autolog as a company. And therefore, this is a win-win for us and for Autolog, of course, and exactly what we are looking for.
Fantastic. Now, Andy, are you as excited as I am about winner number 2?
Yeah, really. So I'm really happy to announce our next winning team, and this is the insurance company HDI.
name is Anastasia, and my job is to make the future happen now.
Hello, my name is Steffen, and I'm a part of our product and pricing team by HDI.
My name is Stefan, and my job is to make Porsche happy.
My name is Janis, and my job is data.
My name is Pascal. I lead data teams to drive innovation.
My name is Christian. I'm a working student at HDI, and I support the team with coffee and food.
My name is Leonard, and my job is creating products for tomorrow.
Kudos to the entire HDI team. Now, Andy, tell me, what made this project a clear winner?
Yeah, I think HDI put a lot of efforts into the development of this kind of service to bring in to the Porsche Connect partner services and to the Porsche Data Cup. And I really like how flexible, how personalized this kind of solution is for our customers. And I think this will be a huge differentiator also for the future.
Sounds fantastic. Now, on to the last winner. Christoph, spill the beans. Who is it?
So, last winner of today is also an insurance company. It is Swiss Re.
Hi everyone, my name is Amit Arora, and I'm the product lead for Smart Claims, one of the 3 winning solutions for this year's Porsche Data Cup. And this is our team that made it happen. Swiss Re has more than 150 years of history in risk management, and we have successfully executed multiple innovation projects with global OEMs. I'm sure all of us would agree that one of the biggest challenges for any company is to figure out how to continuously elevate their customers' experience with their products and services. So it was pretty natural that we focused on how we can elevate a Porsche driver's experience from the Porsche Connect app. Smart Claims will convert a connected car's sensor data into a cost prediction by using our proprietary visual intelligence and cost intelligence engines. So to a Porsche driver, this would mean a near real-time visual damage assessment as well as a cost prediction after a crash. Our vision is to make the journey from crash to cost 100% automated, delivering actionable data to your customers' fingertips. We excitedly look forward to having the opportunity to bring Smart Claims live for a Porsche driver.
Well done, Swiss Re. Fantastic submission. Now, Christoph, tell me, what did you particularly like about their solution?
So what we in particular liked about their solution is that we believe they focused on a real customer problem. And that is, after an incident, an accident, really to get the information right away. How bad is it? How long does it take to repair it? How much does it cost me? Therefore, I think it's a great service and a great foundation to really bring together different players and really offer a premium service for our customers. You can also think a couple steps ahead. For instance, you can also integrate, for instance, B2B partners like dealerships and also roadside assistance in that. So I think there's a great potential to further develop this solution.
Now, congratulations again to all of the 3 winners, Autolog, HDI, and Swiss Re. Now, before we move on to the outlook for the next days, Christoph, Andy, is there anything else you would like to share with our audience tonight?
I think what was my major takeaway of this online competition is really, if we really want to innovate in a customer-centric way in the future, we really have to think in connected business models and work in partnerships. Only by that we can offer premier services for our customers and do what we are looking for.
Andy, anything you would like to add to that?
Yeah, so I want to send out a huge thank you to all of the companies that applied for the Porsche Data Cup, all of the companies that participated within the Porsche Data Cup, and I think this is just excellent work we did together with you. And last but not least, I also want to thank you, Alina, and Plug and Play, and of course, High Mobility. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being a fantastic partner in this, and we can't wait to see where this is heading to next. Now, of course, this is not all there is from Porsche here at Startup Autobahn Expo 10. In fact, they've been working on some very exciting projects over the past couple months that they're going to showcase in the upcoming days. And if you would like to see more, join us back here tomorrow. Spread and Porsche will actually provide a breakout session on digital repair shop media. We will have Porsche project partner NXRT here with us, who are going to discuss the role of mixed reality in vehicle sales, together with EA founder Jeff Burton. And last but not least, Delicious Data and Porsche are going to tackle the issue of food waste in canteens. So if you would like to find out about these projects and the other projects coming up tomorrow, check out the Expo website. Join us back here tomorrow for day 2. And yeah, can't wait to see you back there. Thank you for your attention and good night.